everyone. We got a special treat for you on today. It's Kitchen Talk Saturdays. So, like I said before, the best talks take place in the kitchen. And I have a special guest on here today. Someone that I've known for a very long time. How about about 30 something years now. And so we're going to build with you on today because we were talking and was like, you know what, it's time for us to get together because everybody needs those people in your life that when you get together, they motivate you. So we're going to cook, we're going to eat, and we're going to have some good conversation. So hold on. All right, so today I'll be making my spinach and egg bar. I'll be making potatoes and apples. Remember the home fries, potato and apple home fries. Okay, and so I'm going to put you in on it because it's the quick 3-step ingredients for the perfect Saturday brunch. So ladies, you want to get together with some women and just cook a quick little brunch. This is the quick brunch. All right, so on that note, I have 4 eggs already in my bowl. So I've already beat my eggs. I've got a cup of Parmesan mozzarella cheese. Here's my cup of mozzarella cheese. 2 cups of spinach. Basically 3 ingredients. And I'm going to mix it all up, and then I'm going to add my seasonings in with it. I did a lot of spinach because you know me. I always want to get them vegetables in. You could do less spinach. You could do a cup of spinach. All right. Strange thing is, I always cook with paprika. This is sweet Hungarian style paprika. I like trying different types of paprika. Like a lot of people, they just use paprika for like decorating the salads and stuff like that. Paprika is excellent. It's a meat tenderizer. It's so many different things that you could use paprika for, and it adds very good flavor. Got some pepper. Okay, if you're going to be a cook, you got to invest in your seasonings. Try to get things other than the ordinary, like the salt, the pepper, the Lowry's, and all of that. You want to have choices. Okay, so this is Southwest Chipotle seasoning. Going to just sprinkle just a little bit of that, not being too heavy. All right, there we go. A little bit of my garlic butter seasoning. Oh my goodness, especially on the potatoes, okay? Let me go over here and add my potatoes real quick and my apples to my pan. Because a cook got to be able to do what a cook does. Okay, I had just a little bit of oil, maybe a tablespoon of olive oil in my pan. Add my onions, red onions, and potatoes. I know it's got my little, turn that down a little bit. But one thing about a good skillet, it's worth investing in because it'll do what you need it to do without burning up your stuff, all right? Same seasoning that I put in my spinach bake, I'm going to put on my potatoes. All right, so here we go. Cover your potatoes lightly. You want all of them covered with each one of your seasonings. So you want to make sure your potatoes, each one of them should be sprinkled. I'll show you what it looks like in a minute. There's my garlic butter. I'll be a little heavier on that because it's not salty at all and you can't go wrong with it. I actually bought this from Sprouts for anybody that's interested. It's the garlic butter seasoning. And here it is, can't live without it, my Sazon Total. A little paprika. All right, so before I start stirring, I'll give you a good look in the pan. So you can see what it looks like. All right. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just start to stir it all up. There we go. Oh, can't forget the one key ingredient that I use that makes my potatoes so good is some Parmesan cheese. Take and sprinkle it over them. All right, here we are. All right, now back to the bake. Finish stirring that up in there. Okay, we already have put our seasonings in. Here we go. And pour it down into my baking dish. Just make sure everything's all mixed in. Make sure all your spinach leaves have some of the egg mixture. All right, that's simple. A total of 10 to 15 minutes in preparation. We're gonna get ready to put this in and we'll be right back with Kitchen Talk. Make sure you keep watching. Oh, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Make sure you subscribe. Okay, so our meal is out. About 20 minutes bake time. Here's our spinach and egg bake. Spinach, egg, and mozzarella cheese. 3 simple ingredients. And there's our potatoes. Okay, so our potatoes and apple home fries. All right, now to enjoy this meal. And make sure you stay tuned. Kitchen Talk is coming up next. Right, so here we go with our very first episode of Kitchen Talk. But by the way, that meal, that was good.
Awesome. Simply delicious. Simply delicious. That's a definitely make. So for those of you that's that have subscribed to her page, that's the recipe that you have to put in the books. It was delicious. I loved it.
Yeah, and the juice. We made the juice. The juice was from the other day, the immune booster juice, and that juice was awesome.
Yeah, that juice was awesome. With the ginger, as soon as she put the ginger in the juicer, like the aroma from the ginger alone was like, man, but that juice was good. It was really good. Which that's the first time I've actually done juice from a juicer. And I'm definitely impressed. So after our table talk, we heading out to go get my juicer. My girl's coming with me because, you know, this is my nutritionist. She tells me what I have to get. But
yeah. So what do you think about the beets? Because I know a lot of people are already frowning down on the beets. But what can you honestly say about the beets mixed in with all the different?
Well, to be honest with you, the beets, that was the first time that I've even had beets, honestly. So to taste the beets in the juice, I wouldn't have even thought it to taste the way that it tasted, which was really good. So, and you didn't have to add no sugar or anything to the juice, so it was really a sweet taste. I'm guessing that was the beets that did it.
And the apples.
And the apples, so that was really good. So for it to be the first time that I've actually had the beets, I was impressed with the beats as well. So, yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So as I said, this is our very first episode of Kitchen Talk, and you can see we're here in the kitchen. And like I said, the best conversations take place in the kitchen. So we're going to talk about some things on today. And excuse me, this conversation came naturally because like the past couple of weeks for me, I'm really about to like birth out the plan that God has given me. And with that being said, it's been painful. You know, it's real painful. Birthing is painful. And you need people in your life that can assist with the process as you assist them. And so I called up Mo this week and I was like, Mo, we need to get together this weekend. Mm-hmm. Like, we really need to get together. It's time to put some stuff on paper. It's time to talk about it. So this episode is called Transition because this is what's going on. Transition to me is like when you're not where you was, but you're not where you want to be. Like you're right about to give birth to something and you can no longer be comfortable in that nest. Mm-hmm. What would you say is transition to you? How would you describe transition?
Well, I'm definitely going to say it's exactly what you said. And as far as my transition, I'm transitioning in so many ways because, as you know, I was in Georgia at one point. I left, went back to New York, and now I came back. So that's a transition for me. But then now I'm transitioning into healthier habits, I should say, better eating habits,
healthy
and things
lifestyle.
Like that. Healthy lifestyle, exactly. So that's a transition. So with all of that, like, it's really been good. I'm happy with the results that I'm getting with it and stuff. And I'm not where I want to be. It's still a process. I'm still working on it. But as long as I keep working towards it, I'm sure I'm going to get there or what have you. And the best part about the whole transition, again, is like you said, being able to be with somebody and talk to somebody that's able to encourage you and push you along and give you the ins and outs of what they know and things like that. That's definitely a helpful thing. So if you all have somebody like that, you just really want to get in tune, get together, talk about it and things like that, and then go through the process together or what have you. But so far, so good. I'm enjoying my transition.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying it.
Right. And so I was thinking about something that I watched earlier this week, and they were saying how, like, you know, we're usually at our best when our back is up against the wall, but we got to learn how to be at our best when our back is not against the wall. Mm-hmm. So this is not a video complaining that life is hard, because actually during this transition, God has made it to be very comfortable, but just because it's very comfortable doesn't mean that you're not supposed to be pushing, that you're not supposed to be moving. And so this is what I'm doing right now. This is what Mo is doing right now. It's not about just trying to remain in a nest because everything is comfortable, but it's about pushing the same way you would if your back was against the wall.
Right.
You know,
right.
Because you'll never give birth. A woman never gives birth without pushing. Mm-hmm. She never gives birth. Mm-hmm. Even with C-sections, you know, a lot of C-sections result because she tried to push, but she wasn't able to completely give birth, so they use the C-section to assist her.
Right, and let me just say this, not to cut you off, but with all that you're saying, in this birthing process, it does come pain. So within the times that we're in, you are going to experience some pain, but that's all part of the birthing process, is to endure some sort of pain. But just know, once it's all said and done, the joy of everything comes out of that whole birthing process. You just got to stay focused and keep on pushing, but it's going to come.
I like that. So this is how it is. You got to push like you're in pain, even though, you know, where you're at, you're so grateful and there's so many blessings around you. And God has even like allowed you to not have maybe as heavy burdens and stuff as you once had. You know, things is being taken care of, but you got to push like you're in pain even when you're not in pain. Right. Like, so even on the days when it just feels so good, but I still got to push.
That's right.
Absolutely. Yes. And so this is what it's about. And so with that being said, you can't move forward in your plan without writing it down. So it's very interesting that when I pulled out our books, I gave Mo a book and I got a book. My book says, "You've got this." What does yours say?
My book says, "Live, Love, and Create." And as she said, this was definitely gifted to me this morning. And I love it because for what we're talking about, it's about creating. So in this book, to start the creating process of everything, is no better way of doing it by putting it in black and white, write it all down and so forth, so that you can't lose focus. And if it's anything that you forgot or what have you, could always just go back to the book. So I love the book. I love the title of my book, Live, Love, and Create and stuff. But I wanted to go back also to the whole thing you spoke briefly on with us going through the pandemic and things of that nature. One thing that Michelle has told me some weeks ago when this whole thing started, it was about this being about a reset. And I really like the fact of her saying that, because on so many levels, although some people are dealing with some unfortunate events, unfortunate circumstances, there's deaths that's coming out of it, sad things, but then on the flip side to it too, it's a reset because it's giving us a chance to really sit back and think about where we was at, where we want to go, and what we need to do to get there. And during this reset, it's giving us the ability to really look at everything overall, to know what is it that we need to do in moving forward. So like I said, she told me that weeks ago, whereas one may not have even looked at it that way, but it's definitely a way to look at it, that this is just a reset. Due to the unfortunate circumstances, that this is a reset for us. It's definitely one for me.
Yes, same here. And that's so true about the create. If you notice the creativity that has come into everybody's life during this time, like we've been calling each other up, like I'm doing this DIY, things that we've never even done before.
Right. And surprisingly enough, you're really good at it. Because even with, I'm sure you all probably saw it, some may not have, but if you just go back in, because I'm sure you all are subscribing by now.
Yes.
So if in fact that you are subscribing, then if you're not, subscribe, yes, as she would say. But I say that to say is that she just did a DIY project of her she shed, and boy, am I telling you, it's amazing. It's amazing in her she shed. So that's something that we found that, different talents just come out of you if you just take the time, set your mind to it, and you can do it. But it's awesome. It really is.
Yeah. Okay, so this has been our first episode of Kitchen Talk. We got some writing to do. Make sure you include your dates. And if nobody else have told you this today, you've got this. And you got to know that you got it. All right? And so...
Oh, and lastly, not to end it just like that, because although it's time for us to sign off, but one thing when she mentioned about the table talk, it's about encouragement. And one thing that I can say is that I've often told Michelle that she has so many different things under her belt that she just needs to focus on doing it. Just like she's doing the Diamond Fit plan with the meal plans and the juice plans and so forth. Those are just one of many of her talents. And I often encourage her that she just has to keep going and put it out there, because it's helping somebody. Because it's definitely helping me, what have you, as well as others. But as far as that with her, I'm encouraging her to just keep pushing, get it out there, get the recipes out there, get her book and everything, so that we have something to follow, that's in a hardcover. So if it's not about you just wanting to watch a video, but she's working on it. So these are the times that she's taken during this whole pandemic, is to realize all of her many talents that she do have, that she needs to just do it.
Yes. And then if one person pushes, the beauty of it all is that we push each other. And so with that being said, I just see like where you could be so helpful in helping people to even get businesses started. Like you got that natural push in you to help people with businesses, event planning. You got your daycare. Like there's so many. Like so, it's a vice versa thing, and that's the beauty of having true friends in your life is that you both can see your strengths, and then not only that, you could both see your weaknesses too, and you help assist each other on every level.
Absolutely.
All right, so this has been the first episode. Stay tuned, we got more to come, because what did they say? They said
subscribe.
And the best conversations take place in the kitchen. Enjoy your meal.
Enjoy.